So something the development and the design crew determined this year was that we really still like Buffy a lot. And one thing that we were, in looking back at what we had done with the 12-inch figure line was, we kind of realized that there's a lot of aspects of the characters that are kind of tough to capture in a 12-inch format. Because there's the articulation involved and everything else, you kind of have to make the characters a little bit neutral so that, the people that are purchasing it or, just interacting with it can kind of control the attitude that they want to display. But we've done so much work over the last few years with sort of our, Marvel Comiquettes and other maquettes that we've done that are really kind of, we're always kind of looking for the iconic presentation of the character. We really felt like, Buffy's really moved past just the subject matter and become sort of a cultural icon and, certainly a big element of sort of vampire lore, cinema, or just storytelling. So we wanted to kind of take those characters and give them like sort of the major sort of star conceptual treatment. And so we started with Buffy and we thought, it'd be really kind of interesting to kind of give her a little bit of a power statement. And nothing says power like when you're sitting in a throne-like chair. So we kind of worked on this design for this chair, which was every bit as considered as Buffy's posture herself. So since we had dealt with her so many times, we had a good feeling for what we wanted to do there. And we wanted to kind of capture her from a little bit earlier in the series where she had a little bit more of kind of a Bob-style hairdo, which we never really got to explore in the 12-inch lines. So she's sort of sitting in this chair. She's got Mr. Pointy in her hand, which is, always, one of her key instruments for dispatching vampires. But this chair is just this really over-the-top, gothic, wrought iron, nightmare of furniture architecture, so to speak, that really just, I think, kind of sells a lot of the over-the-top gothicness that usually kind of wove its way through the vampire stories. And that's what I think really kind of catches our imagination with Buffy. It was obviously had a nice humorous angle, but when push came to shove, there was a lot of kind of neat horror elements in there, and it really kind of evoked, different themes from like old Hammer films and stuff like that. And we really wanted to kind of bring that to life with at least the first piece with Buffy, and then, sort of spread to the other characters, of which there's a lot of really great, strong female representations in this series. And so, characters like Willow and Faith, we, are going to bring to life in equally sort of dynamic presentations that sort of really look to kind of push their characters' personalities. Faith was obviously, pretty much kind of on the badass end of things, and Willow always had kind of this sort of, comedy relief, but had an interesting kind of, Wiccan kind of character that, brought some of the film's lighter supernatural elements to life. And yeah, so I think we've got some interesting ideas to kind of bring this line back to life for us. And it's just another great example of the way that, as we develop things here at Sideshow, we often will kind of put things to bed and let them rest until we come up with another theme or idea that we want to explore. And the time was right for this, and we struck back at Buffy. And I think we're really excited about what we did, and I think you will be too.